Studios now. John McKay, President and CEO of the Mississippi Manufacturers Association. John, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Gerard.
Well, the Nissan announcement, which you and I ran into at that event, that was quite the undertaking there, wasn't it?
It was incredible, and you really see not only and I heard you talk about it the next day, the production value and everything that was going on that day was incredible. Really exciting day, not only for Nissan, but I think you heard when they announced that not only were they going to expand that Nissan EV line, but add that other line in there. The excitement from the employees was really exciting, and I think that's really is what's carrying Nissan right now. You
got to also, I think, give credit to the work ethic and the Mississippians that work in the factory. I think 5,000 now.
That's right.
Are in the plant. As we had Joey Deasy on the program Friday, and he remarked that he observed smiling faces and folks waving at you and excited and proud of what they do, and you see these beautiful vehicles rolling off the assembly line. It's really incredible to think about that being right here in Mississippi.
Well, and I was talking to one of the top Nissan executives from the main office up in Tennessee, and he was describing the decision-making process to bring those lines to Mississippi, and one of the main factors is we have the highest quality control in all of their operations in North America right here in Canton.
That is so good to hear. I'm glad you shared that. I was not aware, but I felt like that there had to be some qualitative aspects in that decision-making process, and you just pointed that out, and that's just really good to hear. But that, of course, is a tribute, again, to the fine Mississippians that work in that factory. So it was a big day for Mississippi, and I got to believe, John, that this will serve as a catalyst for additional expansion in the state of manufacturing, and I think people are seeing this is a good place to set up shop.
I think that's exactly right, and I think you're going to see other companies really take a hard look, because not only are we expanding that Nissan facility, but we're going to be upskilling these people. So not only are they going to have the skills to do what Nissan needs them to do, but if other opportunities exist in the general area, they're going to be able to take those skills to another company and expand that company. So it's a trickle-down effect that really benefits everybody.
Hey, it's a fantastic day and a big-time announcement, and really proud of all the efforts of the private sector and government, your association as well. I think all contributed to that big day in Mississippi. So tell us about the Makers Challenge.
Yeah. So we're really excited about this. This is a new program for MMA, and we've just rolled it out last week. And basically what this is a contest to see and to find the coolest things made in Mississippi. And so what we've decided to do is launch this program with a great sponsorship with Hancock Whitney from down on the coast. Mm-hmm. They're underwriting this, and what we're doing right now is we're asking for any individual or company to nominate products made here in Mississippi, and we're going to collect all those, and we have a website, msmakerschallenge.com. The next 2 weeks are going to be nominations, and then we are going to pick up and list all the nominated products, and it's going to be voting. And what we're going to do is whittle down all of those products, and right now we have over 70 just in the first few days.
Wow.
Yes. So that'll just show you how many products are made in Mississippi. Once we do that, we're going to break it down into the top 16, and then we'll whittle it to 8, 4, and then we're going to have an award ceremony in middle of April. The governor's going to come and speak and recognize the winning company. And really what this contest is about is to showcase to the people of Mississippi what we do here in manufacturing, and most people have no idea. There could be plants right down the street from them. They don't know what they're being made right there.
Yeah, good point.
And it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Whose idea?
So I can't claim complete credit here. There are several other states around the country that do a similar program.
Okay.
And that's something I don't mind doing, is stealing a good idea.
Oh, sure.
So
absolutely.
We brought it down here, and I'll just tell you the level of excitement from especially smaller companies that don't have the visibility. They're really excited, and they've nominated a lot of products.
That is awesome. Well, we look forward to that event and the results in April. That's going to be kind of a fun deal. You said the governor's going to be involved
Absolutely.
in that as well?
Well, and one of the other downstream effects of this, very important to us in our association, is something you've talked about on this program, and you and I have talked about, is workforce.
Yes.
What we need to do is make sure that students, parents, teachers, guidance counselors, all manner of educators understand what we can do here in Mississippi and translate that to young people and say, hey, you don't have to go off to some other state to go to college or whatever. There are opportunities right here in career and technical education, the community colleges, and even IHL. You can do all sorts of things right here in Mississippi.
Amen. Absolutely. And that can't be said enough. It can't be stressed enough. It can't be promoted enough. And it in my view, requires, John, the combined efforts of the private and public sector with that narrative, with that messaging. So what's been happening with respect to your organization in this busy legislative session? It has been the 2022 edition of the legislature. What's been going on?
Well, it's been very busy and exciting, as you well know. We have been involved in a wide range of discussions. Obviously, the tax discussion is ongoing. Most of those discussions and the proposals themselves are really geared toward individual tax relief, which, I represent businesses and companies, and so most of the effects don't necessarily impact us. So what we've been doing is, letting the political players discuss those issues and try to offer input where we can. But really, the big thing for my members right now is really twofold.
Yeah.
Number one is inflationary input costs. So their raw materials, their components, and those things are keeping them up at night. And then it's workforce. So those two issues have really captured my attention, and we're really pushing on the workforce front especially. And there's some legislation with workforce. One in particular that you might be interested in is dealing with reentry. So,
sure.
I think 10, 15 years ago, you and I might not have this conversation, but now labor is in such short supply that looking at the folks coming out of the correctional facilities, there's some great folks in there that just need a little help getting back on their feet, and there's some bills to address some of those issues.
Yeah, and that's such has such an impact that cuts two ways. First, we get somebody rehabilitated and reintroduce them into society as a productive member of society. And we've solved the problem of we don't have enough workers. And the other thing is it costs us all to deal with people who can't get reintroduced in society. That is a financial burden on all of us.
That's right. And some of these solutions or proposed solutions aren't number one, they don't cost a lot of money or any money at all.
Right.
And they just make sense. So one of the things we're working on is to allow for employers to fulfill some of the requirements of the probation or parole.
Okay.
So right now you might have somebody that gets a job. They come out of a facility, they find employment, but every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, it doesn't matter, they have to go to an office and check in. So not only they've got possibility to find a ride from work to the parole office, find a ride back, there's cost involved. The employers are willing to take on some of that burden to keep that person at their facility and to not have downtime.
Sure. Are your members embracing this concept?
It's been actually surprising to me. The answer is yes. And there's obviously pockets around the state that are embracing it more than others, but this is something that I've seen a whole change in perspective on not only the need to bring these folks in, but just like you were pointing out, these folks are getting out no matter what we do.
Yeah, right.
We might as well equip them with the skills and the jobs they need to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, if we just abandon them, the likelihood perhaps that they end up, not being a productive member of society, even, God forbid, ending up back in jail. And that costs us all a lot to deal with that. So we'd much rather get them placed in meaningful employment and produce for society. And again, it solves the employer's problem. And I've heard some employers report, heck, these are some of my best employees.
Absolutely.
You heard that from your members as well?
Absolutely. And really some of the big things that need to be considered are, you've heard some people talk about wraparound services.
Yeah.
And that's really ensuring that these folks have reliable transportation. Child care is a huge issue. And
Big
coming
time.
out of COVID, that's really been a focus, and especially trying to get women back into the workforce that left to take care of family.
Yeah.
we're just going to have to really try and find solutions to those problems.
Exciting stuff. Looking for big things from the manufacturing sector, John, as we go forward here in the state of Mississippi. Appreciate your members and their contributions to our state and your efforts as well. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on, John.
Thanks, Gerard.
Yep. Middays from the Element Wealth Studios. We'll take a break right here. We'll come right back.